Yes, welcome back to Naas. I'm delighted to be joined by the champion trainer, Willie Mullins. Treble on the card so far. Well done, it's been a good day in the office so far. We'll start off with Charlus.
Charlus was very good. A Churchill horse who'd only run over a mile or a mile and one, I think, and we were very worried that he might be too keen on this ground, but he settled well, jumped like an old stager, and you know, those flat horses can sometimes over race when they come when they get down to the start of a hurdle race. They don't realise it's a hurdle race, but Paul must have shown him a hurdle or something on the way down. He was lovely. He was like a horse that had a couple of runs over hurdles.
He was totally the opposite of what you were obviously expecting coming here, even in the preliminaries before. I know he had earplugs in him, but he was totally relaxed.
Plan A was to get him in behind one or two and get him in behind one or two and settle him. But Paul said he was so relaxed on the way to the start, he just, you know, he said he's going to jump off up there and it worked out fine.
They didn't go overly quick. They turned it basically into a sprint, but Paul was happy to let them get racing, but he always looked confident when a couple went by him that he still had the upper hand.
Yeah, you know, he rode him very confidently and he jumped well, so it was good, because if he had been too keen and finished fourth or fifth, I'd have been happy enough coming home here from here today, but he did it nicely.
Paul said to me coming back in that he took a blow as well, so obviously he's going to improve greatly from it.
I think so. We had a couple of niggles with him early in the season, so that's why he hasn't been seen out till now. So I think he should improve. I hope he'll improve dramatically. You know.
Will he be on the team, do you think, for Cheltenham?
I think so. He's bought by a new group of people, friends of my wife, the HOS syndicate, and Anthony and Sally O'Leary and Peter O'Leary. So there's about 8 or 10 people in the syndicate and partnership, and hopefully, I think we have 4 or 5 horses in this partnership, and it'll be a sort of a fun partnership. Dual purpose horses, hopefully horses good enough to go to Cheltenham, hopefully horses good enough to go to Ascot, and the ultimate dream then is maybe one of them might be a Melbourne Cup horse, you know, so that's the sort of aspiration, and you know, doesn't always work out like that, but that's where we're heading for anyway.
Good stuff. Do you see him in a horse in time, maybe he'll wanting a trip over hurdles?
I hope so, yeah. Yeah, I think so. With his pedigree, I think there's plenty of stamina in it, and happy enough. And on nicer ground, I love, and just the way he relaxed in his races, I think he'll get a trip.
Yeah, definitely. Anzadam, what can we say about him?
He's only 5. He looks good. He's entering the champion hurdle. I'm thinking, should we be looking at Aintree for him? No, he was quite keen, and maybe that's a little worry that he might be too keen for the 2.5 miles in Aintree, but I'm not so sure whether a 5-year-old should be taken on Constitution Hill State, Man, Lossymouth, whatever else is there. You know that. You know, that's what's in my head, but I am conscious of how keen he was during the race, and maybe 2.5 maybe just too far at this stage.
Yeah, you can see exactly where your thought is coming from with Aintree. Missed the champion hurdle this year.
Yeah, and I mean, but you see the jump he put in the third last. I mean, you wouldn't mind going over chasing with him next year, you know. So we'll see how he comes out of the race. We'll see where we go next before we make any decisions on his future.
And it is Anzadam effortlessly putting this race to bed, as quick and clear from Laffey and Beacon Edge. Anzadam will match his 2 wins in France with same over here. Maintains his unbeaten record.
It's impossible to know. Yourself and Paul, you don't even know how good this horse is because he hasn't been dipped yet, has he?
That's it. You know, he missed the Triumph Hurdle last year, had a little bit of bother, and he's over all that now, so we keep our fingers crossed that won't come back. And you know, it's nice to have a horse like that around the place.
And just listening to you last year and reading some of your comments about this horse, I know we didn't see him, but you don't usually talk them up too much, and you were glowing in your praise about this horse, although we didn't see him last season.
Yeah, no, things, you know, what he was doing at home was lovely, and you'd love that, and he's now showing it on the track. You know, I don't know. I mean, it's nice to have a horse like him around the place, and hopefully he stays sound and just keeps improving.
Do you think he's an out-and-out 2-miler?
No, I think he'd stay, but we have to work on his enthusiasm, I suppose. Get him to settle a bit. But I think with racing, he will settle.
I thought, to be fair, though, watching it, they didn't go overly quick. And Paul, I know he's a little bit keen in his hands, but I thought it never looked too bad.
I thought the same, but Paul's comments after were a bit different. Yeah, so I think he just put him asleep as best he could.
And he's brilliant at the last as well. He's come up out of his hands at the last again.
Yeah, I mean, I think he did that in Fairyhouse once or twice, and you know, so, and was it the third last today? Yeah, you know, just he's awesome to the sort of jump he put in, and when a horse puts a jump like that in, 3 furlongs out, you're thinking, well, will you have anything left? Because that takes a lot of energy out of them.
And Paul, from the back of the last, he's just given him a squeeze, slapped down the shoulder. He doesn't even change his hands. I love the way he's put distance between him and his rivals in a matter of a couple of strides.
In this ground. Now, I know those horses probably weren't helped by the fact of the race only 2 miles. They're more stamina horses, but Paul just said he'd give him a squeeze to see what was in the tank, and there was plenty.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Dancing City, he's not flashy, he does exactly what's expected, no more, but he's a really good horse.
He's 4-wheel drive on these conditions, gallops, jumps.
Good way to describe it, actually.
Yeah, and the minute Paul dropped his hands on him here at the winning post, he just pulled up. He's lazy as sin, which is good. And that's what you want in a staying chaser, you know, horses that only do what you ask them to do. And, you know, he gallops and jumps and 4-wheel drive in that ground.
And obviously, he never got the credit he really deserved last year for the reason that, as we just alluded to, he's not flashing.
He does what he has to do, and he probably got beaten once or twice early. I mean, I was disappointed with him when he got beaten in the bumper in Punchestown, was it?
Was it
Punchestown, but I think
Sorry,
was it Ballyburn and something else? There were 3 Grade 1 horses in the ordinary bumper. It wasn't even the champion bumper, though it was, you know, as good a race as you'd want to see. And that's why, you know, I think bumpers are so good. They teach horse how to race. They're not hard on them, and they improve from it, you know.
He won his bumper in Wexford, wasn't it?
It could have been, that's a while ago, yeah.
And obviously straight on to the Brown Advisory, I'd imagine.
Yeah. He'd looked at, booked his ticket for that, yeah.
Good stuff. One more to come, runner in the bumper. You won this bumper last season, of course, with Jasmine DeVoe, went on and won the bumper at Cheltenham.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. He's a nice pedigree. Even though it's, I've never heard of the stallion, Cellini or something.
You want to be as well.
Yeah, you've done your homework like me.
Where's Jane?
Yeah, it's a sort of a flat pedigree, I think. But Patrick said he goes well at home. I hadn't seen him before I went away on holidays. I hadn't seen him doing real good work, but Patrick was very happy. The bit of work he did when I was away, and so he said he wanted to run him here.
Let's get you out of the red head so you get a kick.
Now here's Jane, and now she can keep us both up.
Good stuff. Hey, well done, and best luck in the bumper.
Well done. Thanks. Cheers. Thanks. Bye.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.